Question 5. Which graph is the graph of function f? F of x equals 4 raised to the x power. We could use the graphing calculator to get this answer, but I think it's helpful to make a t-chart to kind of understand this path exactly. Typically when I make a t-chart, I want to pick a couple of negative values. I would definitely want to pick 0 and a couple of positive values. There's no real transformations on this function. It really is a form of a parent function because there's no h, there's no k, there's no a value that stretches this graph out at all. So let's go through the process of substituting each of these x values, each of these numbers in for x. So I will use the calculator for that. And I'm going to start with 4 raised to the negative 2 power. Let's go ahead and just keep going down the line. 4 raised to the negative 1 power. And 4 raised to the 0 power. Okay, and I'm going to write those down. So that's 0.0625. You could round that if you wanted to 0.06. It's 0.25. That's 1. We know 4 raised to the first power is just 4, and 4 raised to the second power is just 16. So that means this graph, I'm just going to graph these points on this first grid, just so we can see basically what it would look like. So the first point is negative 2 and just barely above 0. The next point is negative 1 and just barely above 0, but a little bit higher. But we can see the horizontal asymptote is the x-axis. We can also see this is going to be increasing as we move to the right. 0, 1 is here. And at that point, I think it's pretty clear which direction we're going. And that matches up with this choice D. You could have also noted the fact that this number here is positive. The a value is positive. So this is going to be a growth problem, and growth problems always go up from left to right. The only question would have been between this one and this one, but if you have a pretty good understanding of what exponential functions look like, pretty quickly you could have noticed the answer was D. Of course, we can also put this in the graphing calculator. So just hit 4. The raised 2 button is above the division symbol, X. Then we can graph and we can clearly see the answer is most closely matches the graph of D.